Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's Adrian Peace.
John Will Right.
This is the Nice Guys Podcast, man. We here with another one.
Yeah.
And we got a certain topic today that I think is going to be very interesting.
Indeed.
We're talking about sobriety.
Sobriety, yeah.
So,
Going sober.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
this is something that I have grown very intimate with myself, being that I've never smoked, never drank, never done any drugs that weren't prescribed to me. I've done some drugs that were prescribed to me at times that I probably shouldn't have done them.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
other than that, you know.
That happens too.
Mm-hmm,
That happens too. You know, Big Pharma's still a drug dealer. No matter how you want to see it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You step on Big Pharma's toes and you gotta go.
Yeah, I mean.
and it'll be like the clean slate. You wouldn't even exist no more if they wanted to be that way.
Right.
They're powerful.
Indeed.
FDA.
I would say, you know, it's not the game is not rigged the correct way when you go to the doctor for something minor and walk out with, you know, a 30 oxycodone,
oxybutynin level,
you know,
niraxalacillin for real. I'm naming stuff that I hear all the time. It's metformin, gabapentin, hydrocodone,
absolutely,
acetaminophen, you got Losartan, rosuvastatin, simvastatin.
Yeah.
A lot of statins.
a lot of codones, a lot of statins.
A lot of drugs being put out there.
Indeed.
I actually had a client that just spoke to me about, shout out to her, appreciate her patience. I'm not going to put her name out there, but very good names, good kids. But she basically explained to me a situation where she had a kid that had a medication. I can't put the name out there because I don't want to expose that situation even further. But her child died from overdose because of the medication that was prescribed because he had issue with his pain in his back back pain. So he was dealing with that. So I think sobriety in a lot of different forms in a sense. I mean, from drugs to alcohol to even like food, sugar. Yeah. I think sugar is more addictive than cocaine. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think we've all had these cravings. I need something sweet. I need something to suffice for something that, you know, and it's like you can get the same sweetness or sweeteners or this sweet flavor that you're desiring through sucrose or fructose, whatever, you know, through fruits, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And, you know, people don't realize, you know, there's certain things that we can actually indulge on that can help us out tremendously. Like watermelons, like really replenishing for your body. It's 92% water-based fruit, you know what I'm saying? Eat
it and it's like an instant pick-me-up. Like if I'm depressed, anything, I eat some watermelon, I'm like, okay, life is good.
It definitely gives you a boost.
But it just don't taste like cheesecake. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It just don't taste like cheesecake.
I can't mess with the cheese too tough, man. My body,
no, cheesecake ain't. That don't have nothing to do with cheese. We don't.
The cheesecake got cheese in it.
No, it doesn't.
This man is crazy. This man is lactose intolerant to the next level.
I've convinced myself
to the next level, and he's still
that it has nothing to do.
And still eating cheesecake. Boy, you crazy. Anyway,
nothing at all.
You definitely are eating that cheesecake, son. It's cheese in it. Shout out to Puff Daddy. Go out to get some cheesecake. You know that niggas walked in New York for the cheesecake. Nah, but you know, it's just a lot of different things that are out there. It impacts our daily diet. And I think sobriety in terms of just also, like, you know, for me, I'm not going to lie, I've drank. Mm-hmm. I've, you know, toothpaste for the soul, however you want to reference it, you know what I'm saying? And a couple of little, you know, hallucinogens, things of that nature. But I feel like you try these different things to kind of see what it is. And I feel like for me, taking a step away from it and like staying solid about that is going to be important. Cause I just seen different things and like the codependency. Mm-hmm. I don't like something I feel like I have to go get in order to deal with something else. I'd rather just be somber and deal with it. And there's some other things that impacted me personally on a personal level that made me start doing those things. Yeah. Not that I didn't enjoy it, like I think, but I feel like I got to a point where I could see myself at times like, man, I gotta re-up. Mm-hmm. I'm almost out. Like, you know, it's like, hold on wait a second, like, it's like I'd rather put that money towards something that's more proficient, like my music, my art, you know what I'm saying, food.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It becomes expensive over time. I'm not
sure.
nobody that does whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Do whatever advice you feel like is necessary, because everybody's is different. But for me, I'm taking an executive stance. You kind of just stop. You know, I just feel like I've seen certain things around with, you know, family, things of that nature that I don't always think is conducive for myself. And like, I think I look at them from a certain lens. I'm like thinking about myself, like, dang, you know I could do better, a lot more if I just cut that out. You know, I could probably be more proficient. You know, there's some after effects, so warning to that. Like I've been having some memory lapse. You know what I'm saying? Teachers their own, you know, you just gotta learn and grow still and not make any excuses. But I just feel like cutting that out allows me not to, you know, waste more time on things that I don't need to well be lazy or stagnant.
For sure.
There'd be times I would just have to take a full day out and cut things out. And I'm like, yo, I need to get things done.
Yeah.
But because of that substance or whatever the situation was, I would just not do nothing.
For sure. I think, yeah, like you was already touching on, sobriety can relate to a lot of different things. Because there's a lot of different, it's more than just substances that we abuse, quote unquote, or develop dependencies on or addictions to. It could be anything from, like you were saying, sweets and desserts, like I deal with. It could be television.
He wanted to work out. He put
Man,
out
listen.
them picture rings. I was like, yeah, he's like, the gelatin helps me out in terms of my recovery. I was like, okay.
Nah, you know, it gives you that little extra energy boost you need
I was like,
to hit them weights. But yeah, I that's really my biggest vice right now is sweets. I'm working on it. I got a habit tracker, you know what I'm saying? Don't eat sweets this day. I'll be looking at it every 5 minutes like, is that today? You know what I'm saying? You sure? Am I sure that's today? It was today. But yeah, it can go for a lot of different things that, you know, people might have dependencies on or something like that, or just might need to take some time away from, because that every now and then you just need to take some time away from things, even things that you might see as positives in your life. Yeah, even people, you know what I'm saying? So every now and then it's good to say, I'm not gonna watch TV this week. I'm gonna go without and make sure that I'm grounded and centered within myself and stuff like that.
Well, I want to throw this in there too. Like we got certain major applications, right? These apps
Absolutely.
are becoming
Absolutely.
Sometimes I don't even notice that I'm on Instagram. I mean, like, I put my phone down, dude.
Nah, for real.
And I pick it up. I'm like, I'm already on Instagram. How did I click on it?
Within 3 seconds.
I don't even think I even clicked on it. It just comes up automatically.
Yeah.
But I've done it so often, continuously, that, you know, I've logged on to something that can basically take precedent. And you become addicted to the likes for real.
Right.
You look to commentary and like people that actually give you feedback on who you are as a person, and like you might even stop doing what you feel like is what you need to be doing just because you're not getting the response or the reception. But like if you're doing it, you know, true to yourself, you don't really need those type of things. You just need to just put it out there. And like, I'm not saying the platforms are bad. It's just knowing how to mandate them and control that.
And they're not great.
Which
is like,
go ahead, man.
not gonna say it's bad, but because it's all in, I guess, how you use it and all of that stuff. But it's not great, you know.
Okay.
It's like there's things that have been proven that, you know, these apps are having negative effects on mental health and I think spiritual health and all of those things. So it's like, yeah, it's definitely good to take a step back. I find myself jumping from, I'll get off Instagram, all right, I've been on this too long, put my phone down, get up and pick it back up, and then I'm on TikTok.
I don't even know, I don't even go on TikTok.
Yeah.
I know how, I've been on TikTok one time for 6 hours. I was like, yo, never again.
Man.
That's how Facebook was when I first started using Facebook.
Right,
I've been on that joint for like 8 hours, not even paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, I just, I don't know, man. I noticed that tripped me out. I was like, I'm gonna put my phone down while I'm on this meeting or whatever. And somehow I still ended up picking up my phone and I ended up on Instagram.
Mm.
And then sometimes I even like come a very like analytical person, so like I study certain stuff and like look out for certain things, and like I'm not even reading to things the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
That could be another problem too, like not being able to step away from those type of things. You end up like getting too into it to the point where you're maybe, I don't want to say getting lost or losing yourself in the situation, but you're expecting certain things.
Yeah.
You know, like I think it's called instant for a reason, because it's instant gratification. Like it's just
Exactly.
you're looking for something to make you feel validated,
Mm-hmm.
and like you should be able to validate yourself. Like I think with any substance abuse, you're looking for some type of validation there. Like you're looking for something to make you feel whole.
Right.
When the wholeness is already there.
Mm-hmm. One of the biggest triggers for addiction is loneliness. Some people might think of it as like, I was just bored and wanted to try something. It's like, all right, well, I think if you go deeper, then it's something deeper than just boredom. You know what I'm saying? So these apps, they allow us to form like parasocial relationships with people, or they give us a sense of community and stuff like that, and those things are important.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like I said, knowing how to use these things so that it doesn't become a negative, because it's such a fine line between using these apps to form community and be a part of something and stay connected to people, to friends, family, and all of that, and letting that just be your life, or getting too sucked into the parasocial aspect of a relationship with somebody that you don't even actually have, or getting too invested in somebody else's life that you're, ignoring your own, or using that as escapism.
Yeah, it's almost like they don't have any, us, like it's like reality shows, like it's no.
Exactly.
I like when I didn't know certain artists.
Yeah,
camera.
For real.
I like their artistry and the product the things they would produce.
Right.
Like, case in point, no offense Tyrese, but I just, my boy Ty, Black Ty, what's up, baby? Like, I just didn't know, why are you doing this to me? Like, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Ty, don't put yourself out there like that.
Man,
but then it's like, you look at the Kiki Palmer thing, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing against Kiki. Shout out to Kiki. I know you from Robbins. If you ever hear this or see this, holla at me. For real. I know you like the light skins. Holla at me.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be real. I'm just gonna throw it out there one time for the one time. She from the Wild Hundreds. But
Okay.
I would never post nothing. We had a kid. I just know I'm not doing that. I'm not that type. Like, I don't control you. You want to have your butt out. That's what you want to do. Just know that when you come home, tapping that. I'm sorry, did I just say that on camera? Don't use that as a soundbite, please. I'm just saying, like, okay. And the reason why I just feel like I wanted to throw that in there just as an extra, just because, like, with social media and that addiction that people find in drama and trying to, like, feed off of that, it's like that vampirism now. It's marketing.
Yeah.
Publicity is publicity, whatever it is, but to what extent, like what does it damage outside of that? And I'm saying that their situation has damaged anything. That kid is not probably gonna even look at that at some point 20 years from now, but it'll probably be something interesting to have as a conversation, piece whenever they get older. But it's just like, I think that whatever was going on, it could have probably just stayed, between them. But even like that platform allowed them to be able to kind of like exude certain things about the relationship that probably shouldn't have just been put out there to the public. Yeah,
exactly.
So I just think it's funny, man. Like, just looking at that, I know this kind of like going off on a tangent a little bit, but yeah, sobriety, just being able to take breaks and like you said, get too into because I'll be real, like I've had a situation in my past I'm not proud of it, like 5-6 years ago. I was still immature. I dealt with a major breakup, and like I might have said some subliminal things, you know what I'm saying, and I probably should have said anything about anything, you know what I'm saying, that knowing that person's family is watching it, whatever, it's just like, because like think about it, you're dealing with somebody, and like even relationships and dealing with that, sometimes you become addicted to the person, not to the relationship itself.
Absolutely.
And then now you got a platform when you have no space from this person.
Right.
So no matter if you're not trying to have no problems, now you got to stay off the platform depending on where you're at with the situation, and that person might just be cool. Yeah. But you keep seeing them everywhere. Like they pop up on the story, they pop up and the like, or their face shows up and it's like, bro, I've been trying to get away from the situation so I can heal or whatever I need to do for myself.
Yeah.
But yet I still have this piece that's contributing back to that addiction. Like I'm trying to step away from it.
Right.
You know, so
Absolutely.
that could be another thing to think about too in terms of sobriety and like the addiction to applications and social media in general. So
Yeah, I mean that's a huge one that we don't think about. Like relationships, that some people are addicted to love, like, or addicted to the feeling of love. You know, addicted to infatuation, or
me,
yeah.
I'll be honest. I've been like, and I realized I know what it is, and I'm stopping it. I'm 35. I'm done with that.
That's another form of sobriety. Some of us need to sit with for a while.
And I think it's the love addiction that is not healthy. Like there's different forms of love that we. Like if you don't know the real form of what love is versus what you think is put out there and perpetuated within the media or like in movies and television, you're gonna get disappointed in this world because that's not the type of love that is really wholesome and genuine. You know, that's a love that feels good for the moment. That's Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
You can't have that every single day. Love is a whole nother layer, it's not atypical. It's whatever definitively is going on within a situation is the love.
Yeah, you know? Exactly. So, sometimes it's good to take some time away instead of jumping from relationship to relationship.
Monkey branching.
And monkey branching, that's what they call it. Doing all of that. And it's like, sometimes you gotta be sober for a minute and feel that, you know. Just feel everything. And I know that's, another thing that can create loneliness and pain and heartache and stuff like that and push you toward substances or deeper into those apps or deeper into whatever the subject of your dependency or addiction might be. You get out of a relationship and there's that void, and so you run into those things. But sometimes it's just good to sit in it, sit in the pain, feel that.
Yeah. I'm not going to disagree with that.
Yeah.
Because you got to there's growth sometimes requires some form of pain.
Yeah.
People don't want to associate that with, when you go through growth spurt as a kid, your knees is aching, your body is tweaking, you're going through changes. And I feel like inevitably pain is a part of the growth process.
Right.
In some kind of way. I'm not saying that you have to hurt yourself.
Nah, yeah.
Never say to hurt yourself. Potentially doing nothing that's harmful. But sometimes you can't avoid it's probably, as an artist, sometimes you got to pull from that pain and make some great things happen. So it'll make yourself tougher.
For real. I was about to say, emotional pain is really not too different from physical pain. The more you experience it, the higher your pain
emotional
threshold.
Pain is actually worse than physical pain.
Yeah.
Because you're still dealing with what's internally going on. And if you haven't healed from it or don't want to deal with it, you continue to keep walking around just hurting.
Yeah.
Even though you might not want to acknowledge it. So
absolutely.
That physical pain that you can go
But the more you I would say the more you experience that emotional pain and actually confront it as opposed to, letting it just keep you around, your threshold for pain, your pain tolerance, it goes higher. You know what I'm saying? It's to where you can deal with those things and be like, I've been here before. I'm not gonna let that take me back to where it did last time.
And
you know what I'm
pulls
saying?
you back into sobriety because a lot of people are trying to avoid that pain.
Yeah, right.
You see what I'm saying? It's a full circle. You're trying to avoid this pain. So now you're gonna go hit you a Xanny, hit you a Percocet,
and now you're not equipped to deal with it next time it comes around. You in that cycle.
Fall right back into it.
Right back in that cycle. Exactly.
Shout out to Jonathan McReynolds. A song called Cycles.
Okay.
Beautiful song. Shout out to him.
Interesting.
Dope.
Check that out.
Dope gospel artist, excuse me. But it's a song called Cycles. It's a very powerful song. And it's the truth. Like, if you don't deal with it, I associate the devil with your mind and the thing that's going on more than anything else, but you haven't really dealt with it. You know what I'm saying? So now you're going to easily go back.
Yeah.
Easily fall back into that same cycle of destruction, self-destruction, whatever that is. So,
right. You gotta build that up.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna come back, talk a little bit more about sobriety, get into some personal stories and stuff like that.
For sure.
And we back.
Yes, we are.
We back. We talking about sobriety.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you know, for me, growing up around a lot of alcoholism and drug abuse, you know, for some people they go towards it after living in that environment, and you know, other people are kind of galvanized and they go the opposite direction. And for me, it was that, going as far from it as possible. For a long time, I wouldn't even like being around, you know, anybody doing anything, like any kind of, you know, weed, anything like that. Even that bothered me. Or people just casually drinking, because it would be like a trigger, kind of like growing up, when I saw this, I knew what came after. And so being around those environments, even if it was people that was chill, I couldn't see that. You know what I'm saying? It was just the trauma replaying, you know? So that was something that I had to really work through in order to even just, you know, be outside, really.
That's deep, man.
Yeah.
I had the complete opposite. I didn't even drug alcoholism, and I was like, I feel good. It would never feel pressure. I was like, whoa, for real? It's like, I was able to just space out. And I'm already kind of a space cadet anyway, because I'm an artist, check out archery. And it just put me in this place where I would just be able to just really be free of mind, where I could just be like, okay, cool. Now I could just do this and do that and not even have any boundaries. A lot of times before that, I would feel more like, even when I write songs, I've done better. I haven't even recorded those songs, but like in just the melody and form, I wouldn't be so structured or so hesitant to like put things. I would just do it. You know what I'm saying? And had an adverse effect. I felt more free and more like, I'm just gonna do this. Like, it would build more confidence for me, but at the same time, that addictive trait or personality trait that I have could lead to other things, or just kind of not allow me to deal with things that way I need to. You know what I'm saying? So knowing that a part of me and the history behind certain things with my family and death associated and pimping and drug dealing and all types of wild stuff that I didn't see, I thought it was just normal. Right. I tell somebody else, they're like, damn, right. Your family need to be in the movie. I was like, it is like some Frank Lucas. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm just like, you know what? I just want to do better, man. And just knowing that I had grandparents that just wasn't here because of the situation, the lifestyle.
That's like the other half of it for me too, is like knowing that the geneticals that go along with it is the geneticals.
Was it in there? Genetics. They almost said it sounded like you almost said tell. I'm like, whoa, what you just say? The geneticals. I'm like,
the geneticals. From the alcoholisms and the substance abuse and stuff like that, I never wanted to really delve into it because I was afraid of that as well. But also, it's like I've had times where, like I said, kind of abusing, you know, prescription drugs and stuff like that for brief stints of my life, I suppose. Particularly at one time in my life, but what really got me out of that was being more addicted to control than I was those substances. So it's like, no matter how good lean might have made me feel, or oxy, or any of that, I was always more frustrated by not being in control than I was in love with that feeling.
See, it's the opposite. I grew up in a very controlled, sometimes hostile environment, but very controlled and micromanaged. So I just wanted to be free from just all that. It took me years to kind of like stop hearing my mother screaming in my ear. She used to scream, so I used to ring in my head like, bro, why are you jealous? That's why you just be so much pain there, you know what I'm saying? And I just like, look, man, just hand that joint to me. So I had to go get free those to go put the opposite. Because like even now, I'm very critical. I might make jokes, and I've said it sometimes off camera, but I'm extremely like organized and stuff like that. Because if I don't do it that way, not to impose anybody else's space, I forget things.
Yeah.
Because I'm always
For
thinking
sure.
about stuff. I just lost my, last week I lost my credit card, like my debit card, like 3 times in my car. I was like, where is my card? And I literally was just, my mind been just taking and flowing and stuff has been just going and going. I'm like, where is my debit card?
Mm-hmm.
It's happened 3 times. It's just sitting on the side of my seat.
That's crazy.
And I knew it was there low-key innately, but I checked my entire crib first. I was like, it's probably on the right side of my cars. From the other side. Look down there, debit card. I was like, bro, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, if I don't do
you gotta have
things,
systems.
yeah, I have to, because if I don't, I forget. But that's also something that was always ingrained in me as a kid. Like, you need to be because the world not going, understand that. And it's true. Like, if you lose and forget things and like off the mark, people not going, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're not going to forget that. Just keep moving on and just think you're not, incompetent. So,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So what you're saying is funny because it's the complete opposite.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
like I had moments like it was, I was under the influence of something and it was, a shootout around me. And I woke up and was just like 2 days to figure out what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Wait, say it one more time?
like what?
You just had a shootout around you?
Yeah, it was shooting outside.
Oh, okay.
Gunshots outside. And it woke me up. And so I'm like, I woke up and I'm like, where am I? Nigga? Like,
Oh, man.
like, you know what I'm saying? Just like I was the best sleep of my life and woke up out of it and I was just like too groggy and dazed and stuff like that
really be in control of the
to be,
situation.
and I was like, that frustrated me for days.
Wow.
Even though like it wasn't nothing for me to do except, make sure everything was okay around. But like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, where I put my gun? Where, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's always in the same place.
Yeah.
But like that alone frustrated me enough to where I'm just like, man, I gotta be in control. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's another kind of unhealthy thing in and of itself. Just like the need to always, know what's about to happen and, things like that. It can create some paranoia and things like that. And that's a whole other thing to deal with. But to have to keep in check, gotta even control the being in control thing. You know, it's like,
and it's funny enough. I'm exposed some personal stuff for y'all to know. Like I used to get like paranoid. Like I'm certain strands, whatever. But smoking, and I got to the point. I want to master that.
mm-hmm.
I want to know that fear. I want to know what it is. I want to embrace it. I want to run through it.
Mm.
I'm not going to let it stop. I feel like I always want to be in front. I feel like I want to be a leader. You know what I'm saying? And you can't be afraid of situations. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, if I can be in this state where I'm supposed to be paranoid and freaking out, and I can just be like, I got this. I'm going through this. I'm going to rough it out. I feel like when you're sober, it's going to be even easier. I'm definitely going to want to step out. Sometimes even now, not that I'm doing intention to hurt myself, but I've learned that if I just shut up and close my mouth and just like listen and pay attention, I could probably gain more. Even in the workspace, people probably thinking at my job right now, like this dude's probably like super quiet or whatever. No, I'm really just letting y'all talk and observe and really understand the environment I'm in.
Right.
And about a couple weeks, they're gonna be like, dude, this is a brand new person. I'm like, who is this person? Like, I just have to be that way. Like, I used to be complete. I'm that way now around people just in general, but I used to be like that. Super more so when I was younger. I used to be super quiet and observant and just like really watch people. I do it now. I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable, but I'm always doing it. I just do it in a way that I still make people feel comfortable. You feel me?
Yeah, I got you.
So I'm always analyzing.
I feel that though. Like it's the same for me. I've always been been an observer. Like in the cut, just peeping how things go. Another thing that kind of made me that way. A lot of people see me as a very zen, very in control person, very put together person, and all of those things. And I'm kind of the strong friend that people go to. I might get 3-4 calls a day. Like people, calling and venting to me and stuff like that. And something I thank God for, because it's like, if you're not, there's that saying though that's like, if you're not being used, then you're not useful or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's like,
used to me because nobody calls me out. Yeah, I think I made it that way.
yeah,
I
no, for sure.
unfortunately did it because I've always kind of like been standoffish, or I probably snapped at someone, get some aggressive. It's like great, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so
I've been there too.
I
Yeah.
admire that about you, man. That you can do that and keep it cool. But people have done things that just like I was like, bro, you're stupid. Like, what? I try not to get like that. I'm like, bro. Now I'm at a point where, even as a recent, it's like, dang, you know, I can't pop off and do that because at that point it shows a sign of weakness.
Mm-hmm.
I realize I don't want to be appeared as being weak. You know?
Yeah,
So you gotta
yeah.
maintain control. So that's as men. I mean, I do feel like, you know, speaking on sobriety, a lot of cats probably do a lot of drugs. They're like, man, bro, this is stressful. I've been seeing people that died 10 years before they felt. I'm pretty sure he probably held a lot of stuff in that he couldn't talk about because of, you know, it's the gender roles. Like, we have to be more stoic. We have to, you know, hold back and not express things. Like, you know, you're going to be seen as being soft or you bitching or you're saying something that you shouldn't be saying. It's just like, I need to get somebody to talk to so I can get this out of my system.
And that's important to have people in your life like that you can go to and just talk to them who not going to look at you and be like, man, you like being such a bitch, you know?
Yeah, I've had that.
Yeah, like,
I know those people not to go to.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
then it's funny to me because it'll be reverse roles because I'm saying people later on when they get all the shit out of their life that they shouldn't be there, they come back and like, I want to be like you, man. I want to
yeah.
Shout out to my cousin Dylan. That nigga know that he do that right now.
Yeah. And I'm glad I have a cuz, you know what I'm saying? You could be peaceful and calm.
Right.
So I wish you just calm down, cuz.
I saying that 2 years ago.
Yeah, and I mean, for me, I try to be that person, but also have a balance of like, all right, you know, being able to tell people like, hey man, I'll be real with you, being a little too sensitive about this right now. You're like, come on, man. You're like, but, you know, grab your nuts, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know, having that balance of,
yeah,
I'm not gonna, you know, I don't know nobody, you're not no baby, you're not gonna baby you or nothing like that, but I'm gonna listen to you and you know, if I need to steer, if you need some steering, then I'll steer you best I can.
It's deliberated too, though.
Yeah,
when you come out, you being a bitch right now. That might not resonate. It's very good. At that time, they tell you that.
Yeah, you gotta know who to use that approach with and when to use it.
You might get a completely opposite reaction. They might go from being this to be like, what? Now all that frustration they had about the other situation is going to go out on you.
Right,
now you're going to get this sauce. Oh, okay.
Exactly.
So I've been trying to battle with these things and these feelings. Now you want to challenge me?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to give you the sauce, son.
Right.
Splash! Splash, 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 splash. You're going to get the splashing right now. Dog. Like, that's what happens. So I learned that myself. I had said some things, and I'm like, I got a reaction I probably didn't expect to get.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And just had to be mindful of what you're saying to people. Even though it is coming from a very honest and genuine place, you know, they dealing with some stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They might be dealing with an addiction. They might be dealing with heartache or something like that. And that's an addiction. That's a form of addiction. People could be addicted to that.
For sure. And I mean, for me, I feel like, and I'm not saying this as to necessarily advocate for it, or anything like that. It's just, you know, 1 + 1 = 2 for me. Just doing this, as a matter of fact, has led to me being this way. So me being, except for maybe 3 months of my life, being 29 years old and being 29 years sober, I think has led me to being able to be that person for people. Has led me to being able to be the leader that I've had to be in certain situations, to be the peacemaker that I've had to be in certain situations. You know, this is not necessarily the path that I think others should take, but me having taken that path is like Kendrick said, like, you ain't felt grief until you felt it sober. You ain't felt like having to feel some of those things.
Hard, but it's real though.
And sit with some of those things sober, knowing that there's nowhere for me to run. Like, that it's been difficult, but has made me into the man that I am. So I'm thankful for that, for sure. And I especially since, you know, in my family, sobriety doesn't come easy. So it was a little bit heavier pot, but I would say people who are battling addiction and fighting for their sobriety, I was, hats off to you. And if you ever need to reach out to somebody, the nice guys are here. And we'll link some resources and stuff as well in the description and stuff like that for anybody who needs that.
For sure, man. That's real. Cause I don't think necessarily the weed I was smoking was addictive. I don't know, but nowadays you never know what the hell they put. But it was just the nature behind it all. You know what I'm saying? Why I was trying to escape and why I was trying to avoid this. And it's a lot more to the dynamics. So like, yeah, you're right, man. You gotta have some outlets, man. Because sometimes, you gotta deal with it sober, man.
Yeah.
You have to deal with it sober. You gotta deal with what it is you're going, you gotta sit in a room, maybe cut out everything in the dark and just be like, I've done that. Just meditate or just chill. Just really focus on what the heck is going on. Because if you're not doing that, at some point it's gonna catch up. You're gonna be like, yo, this is too much. You know what I'm saying? And I feel for those, man, that deal with those things. I have family members that passed away or led to lingering health issues that caused them to pass away because of addiction to maybe cocaine or crack or both, heroin, overdose, stuff like that. So you see a lot of those different things, especially when you're coming from such a busy city. Chicago is very busy. Family members have been involved in a lot of crazy stuff. So and I got another side of my family that didn't deal with any of that per se. You know what I'm saying? That tried to avoid it for the most part, but sometimes you got sometimes you might have a little black sheep here and there that might do some things. Right. Disrupts the whole dynamic of what's going on. And, I just saw where it wasn't spoken about. It was the weirdest thing. Like certain things was not talked about. It was like you didn't exist. Yeah. Because you didn't fall within that.
In the mold.
That confine. I don't always think that's fair.
No, for sure. Yeah.
Some people have their own ways of dealing with things and dealing with pain. So.
It's still shocking to me, how few people truly understand addiction. And of course, to some extent, you can never really understand it if you're not an addict, but just the level of empathy for addicts, I feel like it's just so low. And I don't even think I would hope not, but, it seems like it's not even that way in other countries as much as it is here because we had the war on drugs and all of that stuff, and which was really a war on addicts, as we know, and all of that stuff. And so it's just the level of empathy is super low to where, we call these people narcissists and this and that for doing these things. And that would be an accurate assessment in a lot of cases. But you got to understand, too, it's this is not necessarily that person doing this thing. It's
the addiction.
It's the addiction.
And it's money being made behind it. That's the corruption, man. And that's something that I'm saying it's the corruption of mankind. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say I'm not being negative, I'm being truthful. Some people associate negativity with being the truth.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm being real, we all know these things were intentional of our body types and metabolism, how we produce, how we deal with, addiction and stuff like that. And you got a group of people that are being disenfranchised or, demonized, and it's what else do you have to, it's you look at the Black Panthers, a lot of these cats that became hooked on drugs, they saw some of the most craziest things. Imagine being in a position where you're doing the right thing, but everybody's telling you you're wrong.
Right.
I'm being treated with injustice. I'm seeing people being done, raped, killed, displaced, being brutalized, being beaten to death. We see people being murdered nowadays on camera. Think about cats that had no cameras back then. Right. Sam Cooke. You got people that just would mysteriously end up dead. And they can get rid of it. It was no forensic science like that. So you got people that have done 70
fingerprints. I was
70 years for rape.
Wipe this off.
Exactly, for years for a rape that they didn't even do, or a murder. Because forensic science wasn't or you got people that create the rules, so they create whatever they want to create. Yeah. That's deep. That's something we might even make a list. That's a real pod too.
For real.
Talking about those type of conversations, that gets deeper. I like those type of conversations because people get up. I like making things uncomfortable in a certain way because we live in a place where everything is not going to be comfortable. Yeah, and that's where the growth is. I think
It is.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You gotta be
on the other side of that comfort.
Because if you get comfortable and complacent, you're probably not growing.
Yeah,
I think the analogy like the seed in the soil. You know what I'm saying? It had to be in a dark place,
right?
Be watered, be providing nutrition and sunlight. Photosynthesis had to take place. The roots had to go ahead and take place.
Yeah.
Established in that dark spot, and eventually
had to push itself up through that soil. That couldn't have been comfortable for that
had
twig.
to push its way through the soil, baby. That's so heavy. That seed was this big.
Yeah.
It became a tree.
Right.
Think about that, man. That's
yeah, that's real.
You know what I'm saying? It's a diamond in the rough type concept. So, absolutely, I'm going through it. I go through it a lot. I like that stuff. I like just being at the low points. I'm like, and then push your way through it. You know, I'm gonna get through this, son. I'm not gonna.
Exactly.
I might feel certain ways. Might think certain thoughts I ain't supposed to feel. But when I get out of it, I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You know, I like that type of stuff. I like that adversity. I'm gonna push through this. You don't stop me.
The marathon continues.
Shout out to Nell.
Yeah.
So I rock with him. I felt his message ever since I was on the South Side in 2012 when I first graduated.
Yeah.
Check me out. Well, my first song I heard him do, I was like, who is that?
Yeah.
I said, his vibe. I was like, yo, I wasn't even into the whole spirit. I was just trying to understand life.
Right.
Post-college. I've been incubated in this space, in the safety space for a long time with student loans and financial aid. Now I'm in the real world. Now I'm literally on the south side of Chicago, going to the rail line, trying to get to work.
Right.
And, police officers ask me weird questions and stuff to weirdly interrogating me about stuff. I don't even know what's going on. I'm just trying to get to work. You feel me? Just weird stuff like that. Or shootouts about my grandmother's career, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But his music would just keep me inspired. If you ever get a chance, check out Nipsey Hussle's top 10 rules to success.
Yeah.
When I watched that video, I was in Florida. I was like with my deep depression, had some real issues, dealing with some stuff. I came out of a manic episode, and I was like, bro, I'm gonna get through it. I'm gonna get through this.
That's right.
I kept watching that video, bro. I was like, I'm gonna get through this. Felt the gift, just kept it going. I've been going ever since, bro.
Right. So yeah, I mean, this episode has been about, addiction and sobriety and stuff like that, but I think the deeper theme of it all is just be conscious as much as you can of when your spirit, your body, all of that is telling you to push the brakes on something and to tap in a little deeper with what's going on within you or around you and just take time from certain things, be willing to and open to take time from certain things to experience that discomfort and grow through it.
Yeah.
I think that's the gist of it all.
Yeah.
Whether that thing for you is finding sobriety and do it for a period of time, from whatever it may be, or taking a risk that you might need to take or whatever. Just take that time to examine things and figure out what it is that you are meant to do in that moment.
Yeah.
I would say.
Absolutely. I agree with him 100%. You gotta take it to that level. A lot of times you gotta sit there and go through it, man. Stop everything that you got going on and really reevaluate. Hypnotic rhythm is something else. Look into it, tap in. But again, read this book by Napoleon Hill called Outwitting the Devil. It's not the biggest book. I think Bro Rich is his famous book.
Right.
Favorite book.
Yeah, everybody know that one.
Check out that Outwitting the Devil. Your mind, baby, it's something else.
Yeah, for sure.
Mind can be a hell of a drug too. So,
Yeah.
I think we definitely touched on a lot of things today, y'all. So we glad to have y'all here. You know what I'm saying? With us, tapped in.
Yes,
I know I'm going on my journey right now in a whole different perspective. Going sober, just stop a lot of stuff and just really just trying to stay clear. It's definitely something else. It's something else. Let's say that.
Not always fun, but
You know what I'm saying? Life is not as glamorous as it used to be. Fanciful and now it's like you know what I'm saying? So if you're going through that, I feel you. I'm here with you. Hit me up. Hit us up.
Yeah.
Definitely tap in with us. We appreciate y'all, man. It's much love. Again, my name is Jacques Wright.
Adrian, peace.
And this is
The Nice Guys Podcast.
Peace out.